Hello, everyone. Welcome to William and the Magic Box. Today on our show, we are going to have Jay. Jay is from Florida in the USA. So let's see what Jay has to say. Enjoy the interview. So,
Okay.
hello, Jay. How are you?
Hello, William. It's good to meet you, my friend.
Nice to meet you too. How are you doing today?
Pretty good. It's been a good day here in
Yeah,
Florida. Yes.
amazing. So, tell me what has been the highlight of your day so far?
Let's see. The highlight of the day. There have been many. I could say there have been many. Um, I had the opportunity to get up and do a workout class with my partner, which is always
Okay.
very good. I had a massage client today, which was very good. It's actually one of the first people that said yes to massage service work with me. And so it's a monthly thing. And so it's kind of like a family member now, which is very rewarding. So, yeah, there have been some great highlights.
Amazing. So, tell me where's about in Florida are you based?
I am based in St. Petersburg, Florida, which is on the west coast of the state here in the
And,
United States.
and that's the place where you're born and raised?
No, actually, I was born and raised in Indianapolis, Indiana, which is the Midwestern part of the United States. I lived there and went to college there at Indiana University. And then I moved to New York City and lived there for a long time. Yeah,
And why Florida?
good question. There was a period of time I'd been in New York for a long time, and I was giving myself permission to ask myself the question, what would my life look like if I weren't basing part of my ego and my personality and my sense of self on my zip code, living
Amazing.
in the big city?
Uh-huh.
And so the universe seemed to provide with an answer, and I said yes, thinking that this was what I'm being presented. And it had totally changed my life in some miraculous ways, some ways I was not expecting. And it brought me to Florida.
Amazing. I love, the surprises of the direction that life takes us. And sometimes you're not expecting, sometimes you appreciate, most of the time you appreciate a lot. And I think that's the beauty of life, just guiding us.
Yes, just guiding us. I have often allowed life to present itself and found a lot of opportunities to say yes. And I've been well taken care of along that journey. There have been some bumps along the way. There have been moments where I'm thinking, this may not have been the best choice, but I've still been carried through those dark moments, those crises moments in my life. So, yeah.
Amazing. Okay, so I know you are a massage therapist, as you already mentioned. So tell me a little bit about your career, how everything started.
As far as massage therapy is concerned, I have been a licensed massage therapist for the past 11 years here in the
Okay.
state of Florida. It was something again, one of those synchronistic things. I was in between jobs. I had about
Mhm.
6 months off during that in between time, and I was starting to consider what I might do if I weren't still doing the work I was doing,
Mhm.
which was working in local theaters in Florida as a backstage technician.
Wow.
And the idea of massage came into my mind. There was a school, I was living in Sarasota, Florida at the time. There is a school of massage therapy in Sarasota, and they were having an open house. And so I decided I'm going to go and check it out. And it just started to feel really good. I had the time off, so I could commit to a 6 month, 5 days a week, 8 hours a day class schedule. And I was thinking that it would be something I would do um, like when I retired or when life changed so dramatically for me. I would start to do that. just to kind of stay in practice. I would massage friends. Occasionally, I would have clients, but it wasn't something I was doing actively because I had other careers going on.
I see. Amazing.
Yeah.
Great. I like, again, back to our, our topic, life again. Just guide us as always.
Indeed. Indeed. Yeah. And then life presented an opportunity. I'll look at it now as an opportunity where I was in a work situation and it ended because it just wasn't a good fit for my soul or my mental health. And it was very clear that this was the time to start the massage business. And once I said yes to that and started figuring out what I needed to do as far as being a business owner and getting licenses for a business and finding a space to be in, all of those things started happening. I started meeting the right people who provided me with information about spaces. And it just was moving forward at a very easy and a momentum, a very easy momentum. Yeah.
Amazing. Jay, are you ready to go on a beautiful journey through memories in life and share your point of views?
I guess so.
Welcome to William.
Sure, why not?
Yes, welcome to William in the Magic Box. So I have here my best friend. Random questions. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to play a song just for us to relax before the first question. Okay?
Okay.
Let's do it. Okay, so before we start the game, during the journey, if it comes up a question that you don't want to answer, you don't want to talk about, always can change the question, okay?
Okay.
Amazing. First question is, describe yourself in 3 words.
3 words. Empathic, open-hearted, and the next thing that comes up is guarded, which is kind of different, much different than open-hearted, but there's a guarded quality to me as well.
And when you think about yourself, when you analyze yourself, what's the biggest joy of being Jay? What do you like the most about being you?
Oh, there have been many, but the biggest joy about being Jay has been, the spontaneity of these questions, William. My goodness. The biggest joy about being Jay is that I am in a loving relationship, and that really feeds my soul.
Oh, that's sweet. That's sweet.
Yeah.
So tell me, how did your path cross you and your partner?
I was at a fundraising event for Equality Florida, which is an LGBTQ plus organization here in the state of Florida. A friend couldn't go, so I got the tickets. I took an acquaintance with me, and I felt comfortable with the acquaintance because he knew other people there, I knew other people there, so we could mix and mingle, and there was no pressure to take care of someone else in this event. The friend and I had moved to the other side of the event space, and I'm talking to my friend, and all of a sudden I see his attention has been diverted over to my shoulder. And I turn around and I look up into these beautiful blue eyes, and there's this gentleman standing there, taller than I am. And he was like, "Hi, how are you?" And I was taken aback by the immediacy and urgency that I felt coming from this person. My friend dutifully walked away to get another beverage. And the guy, my partner now, said, "Are you two dating?" And I said, no, we're just friends. We're just here. And he was like, "Oh, well, I'm new in the area and I'm looking to meet friends and want to know if you'd be interested in going out for coffee." And I said, "Sure." It was very interesting to me and struck me because the directness of his ask, I wasn't put off by it. it intrigued me. There was an openness, an open quality about him that immediately struck me. And I was able to not be guarded, be more open hearted, and said yes. And
Wow.
that started an amazing journey that we are in our 8th year now.
It was the best coffee you ever had, yes?
It wasn't coffee, it was a gin martini. and
Ooh.
and dinner. And dinner. And we laughed, we told stories, we cried during
Oh,
this event. And I was like, I don't know who you are, but I'm so grateful that we're sharing this opportunity. So
wow. Goosebump now, goosebump in my heart. Okay, as I can see your eyes shining talking about your partner, he's watching this interview right now and you have a moment, an opportunity to send him a message. What would you say?
Dear Craig, I am so grateful that you are traveling this thing called life with me. You have made it such a delight. We've had our moments of our rocky moments, and we always have been able to be in the muck and still hold a space for one another that is heart, that is led from our hearts. I appreciate your wisdom, your intelligence, your thoughtfulness, your deep caring, and I'm forever grateful.
And if you carry on, I'm gonna cry right now.
Let's do it, brother.
Oh my God, my arms
Gee.
full, like it's amazing, beautiful. I love the way how people come into our lives, and such a the connection is there and it's just flourish. It's just like meant to
Mm-hmm.
happen. It's beautiful. I love those stories when,
Yeah.
it's just amazing. I could picture you saying about, he, on your shoulder and your friend, look, I could picture the whole movie, you describing. Beautiful. I love it. Amazing.
Thanks, William. Thank you. Thank you
Next
for
question.
holding space for this. This is a wonderful platform you've created, and it feels like something that's creative and fun, and it feeds a passion within you that I can feel coming through the screen. So thank you for this. Yeah.
You're the best of me. When I'm here, it's the best of William you can have. Trust me. Amazing.
Yeah.
Next question. Hey, Jay. Next question is, what's the most meaningful gift you have ever received?
The most meaningful gift I've ever received.
Hmm.
I think at this point in my life, there have been many.
Yep.
As I've said, the universe has provided me with some wonderful opportunities that I've said yes to. The most recent memorable gift that I gave myself was to go on a plant medicine retreat in Mexico.
Wow.
I did at the end of January for a week, and it was something I had been researching for about 2 years. Some of the research had been around psilocybin mushrooms, and it was coming from a more recreational usage standpoint. But
Mm-hmm.
as I started to do more research about plant based medicines and the rituals of them and the ceremonies around them and the spiritual components that go into play, because indigenous societies have been using plant medicines for thousands of years. And you being of Brazilian heritage, yes, yes. Okay, so um, it it changed,
Mm-hmm.
and so the gift I gave myself was to do that retreat, and to explore those medicines and to take that deeper dive into my consciousness. Um, and it, let me tell you, it's hard work. It was for me. It was for the people in my group that were there. It was hard work to jump into these medicines and allow them to guide me personally where to things that I needed to really see and reflect upon, not the agenda that I had for
Right.
how I wanted the experience to turn out. Being on the other side of it, it was a gift that has changed me. It has grown me, and I continue to evolve because of it. But I can, in a nutshell, say that the container of Jay is much more expansive. My heart is much more open. My awareness is much more keen. And I'm just thankful I did it.
Yeah, I think those, events that, bring us the best of ourselves, not just, the good, but the challenge as well, which we need to look at it sometimes. We need to kind of understand a little bit. It's not, we don't go there very often. And sometimes it's good for you to reflect. And sometimes those events
Yeah.
help you to, encourage you somehow to go there, which is healthy and is great as well.
Yes, it's definitely made me more comfortable with the dark nights of the soul,
Yeah.
because the shaman was there guiding us and having conversations with us about darkness and
Yeah.
light, and it happens on a daily basis. If we think about it, we have the night, and then
Yeah.
on the opposite of that is the daytime. So we have to embrace all of that in order to have a more total awareness of who we are and who we are in this life. I've come to understand. So
Beautiful. Next question. Let's do it. Okay, before the next question, what's the biggest joy of being a massage therapist? What do you like the most about your journey? And the flip side, what do you find most challenging about it?
well, I can start with the flip side. The most challenging aspect for me is the marketing of it and the acquisition, shall we say, of new clients, and that they remain steady clients. Um, it has taken a while for me to hone that relationship with new people, having the conversations that strike them, getting them to want to come back, and also providing a service that they see benefit in. I enjoy doing massage. It's one-on-one. It's a controlled setting that I create. So my creativity gets to come into the massage space that I have set up for people. I like to use relaxing music. I've got some, candlelight going on. It's soft and inviting and warm, and people can come, which is what I encourage, into a safe space. Um, some people just need to disconnect, which I do not mind at all. Some people fall asleep, which I think is joyful because they have reached a point where they feel safe and comfortable and that they can just downshift, which is great. I enjoy being a conduit for people getting more in touch with the parasympathetic nervous system. It deregulates, it helps people think better, rest better, restore. So that's why I enjoy the work that I do now. And it took me a while to get to that place.
I see. Okay. Next question is, if you could go anywhere in the world right now, where would you go and why?
Oh, anywhere in the world. I think it might be Costa Rica.
Why
I
is
would
that?
like to see what that native climate looks like. Um, yeah, it would be Costa Rica or some other place that has that energy of the earth. I suppose every place you are on this world has the energy of the earth, but this would be in that tropical experience where there's so much life happening, visual life. Yeah.
And what's the meaning of life for you?
But the meaning of life, I've grown to understand that it is about the meaning of life is love, compassion,
Mhm.
connectivity with other human beings. The meaning of life is about joy and passion and creativity and fun. The meaning of life is sometimes dark and tears and sadness. And sometimes that meaning of life for me in the saddest moments of my life have been the most glorious, because that depth of gut wrenching tears and anguish has created for me on the other side of it so much more joy, so much more openness, so much more passion for being alive.
Amazing. Great. Next question, ready?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Next one. Like dancing, Jay?
I do like dancing. Yeah, I used to be a professional dancer in my younger days. So yeah. Yeah, in New York City. Yeah, I was a dancer on Broadway shows, national tours, things like that.
Oh my God! Well,
and then I was going to the clubs too, of course.
And I can see your posture as well. Now it makes sense because you have this nice posture. I can see it. There you go. I understand now.
Thank you.
Just relax. Next question is, what did your parents do that always comforted you the most? Comforted me the most.
Oh, that's a good question. And that's kind of a hard one. They loved me the best they could. I understand that it may not have been in the way I wanted it. I could have used a bit more holding, a bit more, you've done good work, Jay. That wasn't necessarily the way of parenting, but they provided for me. They took care of me. They kept me fed. They kept me clothed. They kept me on the right road as far as school and homework and things like that. So they provided that sense of safety and security for me. Yeah.
And your family are back in Indiana still?
I have a sister. Both my parents are dead. Because my parents divorced, they remarried. Those step parents are deceased as well. So it is a younger brother who's the youngest, and then I have a younger sister. My sister is in Indiana still, and my brother lives in Brooklyn, New York with his family.
I see. Okay. Next question. Let's do it. Okay, next question is, what's the best and the worst of being yourself?
The best of being myself is I have an ability to make others feel at ease. The best of me is holding space for others as far as conversation and things are concerned, with an open listening ear, with an empathetic nod toward the person I'm in direct conversation with. The worst of me is judgment, quick to anger. I have the mixed blessing of being under the sign of Scorpio. So the Scorpion.
I'm Scorpio as well. Which day?
October. I'm an early one, like the 26th of October. You?
17th of November.
Okay. Oh yeah. I think I'm lucky because I'm on the cusp, supposedly, with Libra, so there's a bit of balance. But I know, brother Scorpio, that there is this energy with us that is very much wanting to connect with other people, but also there's a suspicion there. And personally, I will not judge you, William. I'm sure you're the best Scorpio ever.
Trust I'm not. I am not, and thank God I am not, because I am not. Trust me.
Because there are times
I never want
when
to be as well.
I just lash out.
Okay, it's about Scorpio. See, we talk so excited about Scorpio. That's what happens.
We fried the connection, my friend. We have an amazing power.
Yes, I think the Scorpio just got.
And that's what happens with the Scorpion. It's stinging things, and it ends up stinging itself.
With ourselves. Amazing. Right, next question. Let's Jay, before the next question, of course, being a massage therapist, you deal with a lot of energy. Yeah, when you are work with your client, with someone, I'm sure there's a lot of emotions happening there. You exchange a lot of energy as well. My question for you is, um, how do you find a way? Of course, some of this energy sometimes can be a bit negative. Yes, some people, they have massage to release something that's not maybe doing them well, something that they want to feel better about it. My question is, there is something that you do not to take this energy to your personal life, if you know what I mean, or somehow you kind of protect yourself?
That's a great question, William, because yes, it does happen. And I have grown to be a lot more aware of it. Often, of course, just from the physical aspect, I make sure I take a shower when I get home, just to kind of get that aspect off my body. But then the mental and psychological things that kind of I intuitively pick up on, because often I will end my sessions by massaging the head. Um, and with that gentle touch can bring up a lot of emotion and a lot of energy with clients. I find that at the end of it, I have to shake my hands off just to kind of energetically flick that energy off. There's sometimes where I just kind of reach my arms up, then kind of bring some energy back down into my body, allowing them to still be on whatever energetic journey they are on. But I do, yeah, I appreciate that question because it for me it's a real thing, that transfer of energy, because it's such an intimate experience, massage with another
Totally.
human being. So yeah.
Amazing. Great. Next question is, tell us about your first kiss and your first love.
Oh, oh, that would be high school, and this was a long time ago, William. Um, there was when I was starting to become sexually active. There was I want to try and keep this short. Um, a guy who was in a class younger than me, who I didn't have any awareness that he was gay, but he wanted to talk to me. And I thought that rather strange because it wasn't as though we were in one another's circles at all. I had sex with his older brother, so he had an awareness of who I was. The situation with the older brother, I knew definitely was not a thing. So I thought the younger brother was going to kind of ream me for being gay and having sex with his older brother. But what happened was totally the opposite. He said, "Well, I would like to know if you'd like to go out on a date,"
Oh,
which was very sweet and very surprising. And I was like, yeah, because he was very cute. And so he was the first kiss and my first boyfriend.
oh wow.
Yeah, it was really, really very sweet. Yeah.
Wow. Oh, and this was back in
Oh,
India.
it was back in Indiana.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was back in Indiana. So
Tell me
that
something.
unfortunate.
Yeah.
Yeah, go
Yeah. Carry
ahead.
on. Carry on. Go ahead.
It ended as, you things happen, you grow up, you have life experiences, and it ended. But I always have a fondness for him and the memory of him. And I recently found a ring that he purchased for me. I still have it.
Oh wow.
Yeah, yeah.
Very
It,
Scorpio to keep those things emotional. Very
mm,
Scorpio.
You understand.
Totally. Right. Two questions left. Let's do it. Hey, next question for you is, what was the biggest punishment have ever received?
The biggest punishment. I think it was during the period of time in high school when my stepfather and mother were actively wanting to have me change who I am as far as my being a gay male. There was a heavy, there was talk of psychiatrists, and it wasn't conversion therapy then, but they, led by my stepfather, wanted me to change. And there were some really long and hard yelling and crying and long nights of me pacing in my bedroom. What am I going to do? How am I going to be? Um, and a part of me was, and that was really a really hard period of time in my life. I never contemplated suicide, but definitely trying to find a way out of this was paramount. Um, and it may have set up some trauma that, you know, I am still dealing with, or it carried into my adulthood. But yeah, that was a rough period of time for me, and it felt like a punishment and imprisonment of who I was, or growing into an understanding of who I was. So there then became a huge sense of shame,
Wow.
embarrassment, hiding. Yeah,
Question
and
for you. Have
that's a
you,
kind of that's kind of like a punishment.
absolutely, totally. I think it's a punishment that maybe at the time you didn't realize very well, but looking back now, for sure, it was, a very big one. Have you forgiven them?
Yes, I've had to, because my life has gone on and it has been a wonderful life. And an aspect of that wonderfulness has been my gayness. I've met so many wonderful people. I've had great experiences because the tribe of the of gay people, lesbian and gay people in my life. It's just been some uh, uh, uproarious good times, laughter, experiences, creativity in the arts, and just in life. The tribe of gay folks is wonderful. We
Totally.
are wonderful.
It's
Yeah.
great to be gay. I think it's amazing for you to embrace yourself the way you are,
Hmm.
not just being gay, but being anything that you feel like is your truly self. Could be
Yeah.
anything. I think that's the best achievement you can have, when you can go like, you know what, I can be my truly self. I can be myself. I can express the way I am. And I know
Yeah.
sometimes not very easy because a lot of reasons, society, other things as well. However, when you can, at least try and embrace yourself, I think that's the best feeling of success, for sure. For sure it
That's
is.
the truth. I agree.
Last question, ready?
Okay.
Let's do it. Last one. Okay, but before the last question, being a massage therapist, tell me, through your career, a moment or a situation that, for one reason or another, you're always going to remember, always going to have a special place in your heart, if you can share.
Oh, let's see. Well, I today's session was with the very first client that said yes to me.
Mm-hmm.
And he has been a regular monthly client for almost 2 years now. And so he feels like family. So I think that's a special moment of being a massage therapist, having your very first client that becomes a repeat,
Mm-hmm.
and they really appreciate it. Every time he's in my studio, he says, I am excited about today, he said, for instance, I am excited about getting up most days, but when I know I'm going to meet you and have a massage, he says, I am ecstatic. He comes in, he gets on the table, it's warm, it's comfortable, and he just audibly sighs. And that is the start of the relaxation and release for him. And
Wow.
it is something that I really cherish, to hold space for him like that.
Wow. And usually, Jay, how many massages per day you can do it? Like, do you have like a certain amount, or you just go with the flow?
I kind of go with the flow as far as my business in my studio is concerned. I also
Mm-hmm.
work for a massage franchise here in Florida. So I am there for 3 partial days a week anyway, because it gives me the opportunity to keep honing my skills and meeting people, and it's also extra money,
Totally. Great.
which is helpful.
Okay, last question is, what is the first thing you think about when you wake up?
Often it's how much sleep I got. Uh, because I'm at an age now where sleep is at a premium for whatever reason. I fall asleep easily, but I don't stay asleep. So that, unfortunately, or for whatever reason, is the first thought I have in the morning.
And
Yeah.
what keeps you up at night, Jay?
I fall asleep really easily, so I can say nothing keeps me up late at night. If it's time to go to sleep, I'm all in. I am all in it. I'm all about it, my friend.
I love going to bed feeling very tired. I think it's such a great, when you lie down, you go like, oh my God, I can't sleep, I can rest now. You know, those days when you feel so tired that you feel like it's amazing. I had a very productive day. I had a day where a lot of was going on, even though those days as well, when you are, you know, more quiet, but when you get to bed, you go like, okay, I can go. It's a great feeling. I love it.
It is. It's so comforting. And you're just like, oh, yes. And you get the covers just right and the pillow just right. And you're like, oh, yummy. It's so yummy.
It's not the end yet. Let's play now the word association game. Okay, I'm going to give away some words. Just tell one word that comes to your mind. Quick thinking. Let's start with family.
Family. Love.
Money.
Success.
Fear.
Beer. I thought first you said beer. Beer. Less than.
Life.
Joy.
Love.
Eternity.
Religion.
Challenge.
Sex. It says
Nirvana. It's everything.
Politics.
Ooh, rough.
Friendship.
Extraordinary.
Desire.
Earthy.
Regret.
Sadness.
Success.
Did you say success?
Yeah.
Success. Contentment.
Wish.
Hope.
Happiness.
Again, contentment.
One word for Indiana.
One word for Indiana? Upbringing.
Wow. New York City, one word.
Excitement.
Florida.
Warm.
Okay. USA.
Confused.
The last one now, massage therapist, one word.
Oh, just to describe a massage therapist? Me being a massage therapist. Intentional.
Wow, interesting. Let's pretend now I'm going to meet your partner for a coffee, and I'm going to ask him, define Jay in one positive and one negative word only, what he would say.
Caring for the positive, and maybe secretive.
Scorpio.
Exactly.
This, you know, they say Scorpio, they have two lives. The one that they want people to see, and the secret one that's that nobody knows. And I
Mm-hmm.
understand that, we are very open to talk about everything, but we like our own space. We like to have this mystic. We are very, there are a lot of mystic, in Scorpio.
Yeah.
You know, in,
Yes.
we are very intuitive, very into our intuition. It's wow. It's so fun. I don't know if it happened to you, Jay, but for me, so many times, like at work or I think about someone, I'm not joking, less than 5 seconds, they just appeared in front of me. And I go like, sometimes I go like, my God, it's scary. That's scary. And I tell them, so I said, my God, sometimes it just today happened. I was typing like a message
Yeah.
on Teams to where my colleague work, and he appeared in like exactly. And I told him, I was literally typing a message for you right now, and it just appeared in front of me. This is so Scorpio.
It is so Scorpio. I'm having similar experiences lately too. It's
It's
just, and I just am starting to go, okay, well, that's how that's happening. So,
yeah, yeah.
and
Just
and and and, and I want to cultivate it. I want to find a way to cultivate it, so or be
so
more open to it. So,
amazing. Let's play now, Jay, and the magic box, and you can ask me a question. Hey, you can ask me a question now, Jay.
if you had a large, I mean huge, I mean humongous amount of financial accessibility, um, what would you do?
Great question. Great question. Right. You know what? The first thing that came to my mind is my mom back in Brazil. For some reason, she came straight away to my mind. So I think I would, I don't know how I would use, but I would make sure that she would, you know, um, enjoy, some pleasure in life, let's say, like things about life
Mhm.
that money can propose, money can give, something about. And she's so simple. My mom, actually talk about indigenous. My mom, she works with indigenous, back in Brazil. And she, so actually I would actually, okay, I would somehow give the opportunity for her to do anything that she wants with the indigenous
Yeah,
community that she works with. That's a
yeah.
good point. That was the first thing that I'll do it. The second one, I would do anything about animals to help them somehow. I
Oh,
had an interview with a lovely man. He has like an animal sanctuary where he looks after, pigs, sheep, and cows, and it's beautiful the work he does. And I was checking
mhm.
his work, and I was like, oh my God, it's amazing for you to be able to do that. In the end of the day, you are doing to yourself because it's something
Yes.
beautiful. So yeah, I think that will be the two first thing I would think about it, like to do. And of course, I would invest money in the magic box. I would, do other things as well. But
Yeah, yeah.
that would be the main thing I would think about, just to somehow prioritize my mom, family overall. But my mom would be the first one I would prioritize, and somehow the animals as well. Something that
Mm-hmm.
I would put a lot of attention for sure. Great question. I like it. Amazing.
It feels really good, William. Thank you for sharing that. That feels really good. Yeah. Yeah.
Jay, enjoy the interview.
I totally enjoyed the interview.
Thanks
Totally.
again. Thanks again for taking
Thanks.
the time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thanks for pulling me out of Instagram. I'm just like,
Yeah.
who is this dude? But it felt right to say yes,
Amazing. Thanks
as
again.
many have.
Oh, sweet, sweet. Thanks again for taking the time. Thanks for being so kind and sweet and accepting my invitation. And I think that's great. We meant to have this moment now. I think we meant to have this moment. And it's great. It's great to connect with people and bring the best of themselves. Before you
Yes.
go, if you can share a positive message or anything that you live by.
Oh, there is a story I've heard in spiritual communities about a family who had a young child and
Mhm.
they had a fresh baby that came into the family. And so they had a baby monitor in the crib, and their older child wanted to spend time and talk to the baby. And so they gave the older child some time in with the baby in the crib, and they heard the older child ask the baby, "Please tell me about God. I am starting to forget." talking about remembering who we are. There is a conversation about that we are closest to the divine when we're born and then when we die. And then we've got this time between those two pivotal moments of forgetfulness. One thing that came up in the medicine retreat was to remember who we are. Remember who you are. And this is something that I'm embracing, to remember who I am, because my definition of who I am is that I am in love. I am compassionate and loving and giving and charitable and full of life and inquisitive and curious and all of these things that are uplifting and positive, because when you're born, the footprint of you is yet to be determined, and you are in this purest state. And then when you're dying, all of the dross of the world falls away, and once again you're in a pure state of consciousness. So remember who you are.
Totally. Wow, amazing. Oh, wow, I love that. I was like, I was going a journey with you right now, literally. Jay, thanks so much.
Wonderful. Thank you, William. I appreciate
Thank you. It was a pleasure having you on the show. I really enjoy it. And say hello to your partner and your friends and keep in touch, okay? It was a pleasure.
Okay, I like that. Thank you. Thank you. Bye.
Take care. Bye-bye. Take care.
Bye.
So, did you like the show? Don't forget to give a like, share it, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, first, subscribe to our channel, and after that, just go to our website, www.williamandthemagicbox.com, and send us a request saying why you'd like to be part of the show. And I see you there. Bye-bye. See you next time.